Okay, so now what I want to do is eliminate the keys off this guy right here. So I want to take these keys off. I want to delete them. So right click and delete. Okay, notice that it still goes forward. That's annoying, right? Okay, so let me show you how to maybe eliminate all keys on all items. If I highlight a whole bunch of keys or items in this one, don't forget over here in the graph editor, animation graph editor, everything that we do is in the graph editor. And if I hit F on the keyboard, you can see all the keys. Now, if I really wanted to get rid of all the keys on an item, I can quickly highlight all of them and hit delete on the keyboard. These little dots right here. Now, I'm pretty sure I don't want to delete the ones that go forward. Okay, I just want to kill the rotate on it. So it should still move forward. Sorry about that. What I want to do when it moves forward, or if I just move it by hand forward, I also want it to rotate around just naturally. Alright, so that is an expression. So, under animation, I want to go to the expression editor. Now this requires a little bit of high level thinking, not too much. What I want to do is first find out and open up a notepad so I can copy paste stuff into. I guess, just to save me a step, let me use this as a way to hold information. Okay, my script editor, sure. Okay, so I got my script editor open, and I also got my expression editor open. That way when I get a name, okay, driven, what do I want driven to do? Well, I want driven to rotate around Z as I move this one forward. So I look for the rotate Z on driven, and I copy this out. Now later on, you won't even need to go in the expression editor too much as far as getting the names out, because you can quickly see that if you name stuff driven, which I did, and rotate with a capital Z, I can quickly write an expression without going into this blasted thing every time. Okay, now when I rotate, what I want to do is go equals, and then what I'm going to do is go over to here, and I got this expression written down too, just in case you want to kind of see its structure. Okay, so it always goes the object first, and then the object that's driven. Okay, and don't forget pi, which I had to even kind of look at it too, because this is one of the formulas that is kind of awkward to kind of look at. This is the same formula that I'll be using on a catapult to rotate its tires, and you can see I have 4 wheels. Okay, so back to the expression editor where I need this name. This is locator 3, and I want it to translate Z-axis. So Control C that out. Okay, now the math formula, which I suck at math, so I'm going to copy this. Okay, divided by 2 times 3.14 times 1, open close bracket, times a negative 360 or a positive 360. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. If not, here I can kind of put this up as a bigger font. Okay, so there's the formula that you need. Okay, when I'm done with the expression, what I do is I target the device that actually is running the expression, and constantly going over to my expression editor, notice it is now gone. And that is why you use this little guy to actually hold the information in, because you're going to be constantly going back and forth looking for names. So you always use the script editor to hold that name there. You're not actually using the script editor, you're just using it as a buffer so you can copy paste stuff in. So Control V that back in here and then hit create. Okay. It says something about blah 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 attribute controlled by an expression key or connection driven rotate Z. Okay, so what I have to look for is something that, yes, it is in fact being driven by something. It is being driven by this dude. Okay, so first off, let's delete him out so we can get back to this and see how the rotators are now gone off of this. So I can put this back into place, hit create. It should work. Okay, so let's look at it this way. Yes, in fact I can move it and it does rotate. Now what happens when I go like this? Well, it has that problem. But order of operations states that you must have expressions in place first before you can put constraints into place. So what I need to do is now take and create a locator. Okay, for it to look at. That's going to be the driver. This is going to be the driven. Aim constrain it. Okay, instead of constraining all axes, I definitely do not want to constrain the Z axes. I only want to constrain X and Y, because if I do, it will not work. Don't forget to name your locator up. Okay, there we go. Now this should be really interesting. See, it moves and it rotates around. Just as before, this becomes its parent. Now, when I chug across the timeline, it works. But here's what's cool about this whole operation is, it works no matter what. So it works in real time. And I'm telling you what, if you can get something working in real time as far as constraints go, instead of keyframing things, it saves you a lot of time in animation terms. Because now I'm only worried about this stupid little handle moving it around, and I'm not worried about anything else. And that is why constraints are so cool. So now that we have this, we're going to look at a different way, or putting it all together with some other concepts to come up with the catapult idea. Because now we have dynamics that have to come into play.